Welcome back to another edition of A Couple of Drinks with the Clarks. Tonight's feature, Basil Hayden Dark Rye Bourbon.
Bourbon?
Your favorite.
We'll see.
Yes, ma'am.
Good Lord. Seems like it's been forever.
It is crazy. It's like, this whole week thing is ridiculous. So, welcome back to our show, folks. To A Couple of Drinks with the Clarks. We, of course, are the Clarks. I am Matt.
And I am not going back to work this weekend, I guess.
Yeah. Thanks, Andy. You're a heck of a guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whatever. Let's drink.
Yeah, so much for phase 2.
We'll see.
So tonight, I probably should have opened this before I started the show, but
Matches your jacket.
it does. I could be a somewhere. This is ridiculous. I'm just gonna... No, listen, that's not very nice. There's
Forever.
one way to skin a cat here. Here we go. Hey, all right, folks. So tonight we are talking about Basil Hayden Dark Rye.
What is
Now,
this? What is this?
Listen, your first introduction to Basil Hayden was the very first ice storm when we took you, or we, I should say, I.
Didn't I get pregnant?
No.
I'm just kidding.
That's the one where I took you and Riley down to your sister's in Syracuse.
Oh, yeah.
And then
You
I brought a
guys
bottle
drink
of
that.
this with, well, actually the regular Basil Hayden
Yeah.
with me and your brother-in-law Jeff and Rick. We decided to drink the whole thing. And for some reason, someone took the volume button and turned it all the way up to 11 on Jeff, and then they threw it away. So this, full disclosure, it very well could affect your hearing or your inner monologue. So anyway, folks, Basil Hayden is one of the small batch bourbon collection from the Jim Beam Corporation.
Oh, Jim
Okay,
Beam.
so when it first came out, it was Booker's, Baker's, Knob Creek, and Basil Hayden. Okay, so Basil Hayden, the story goes, is in the 18th
Sounds
century.
like a song. Booker's Bears. Booker's Bakers, Knob Creek, and Basil Hayden.
I'm sure they would like you to write that song for them.
Okay, sorry.
So Basil Hayden in the 18th century, there was a gentleman. He lived in Maryland. He decided to move away from Maryland and go down to Kentucky for the beautiful green pastures that they have down there. Mm-hmm. And he was a master distiller, so he just decided to make a whiskey with the ingredients he had on hand, and it was kind of a high rye mash bill. So when you talk about bourbon, 51% corn, then their other percentages could be rye or wheat or whatever, barley. So he had a lot of rye, so he had a high rye recipe. Mm-hmm. So the Booker No family decided to kind of pay homage to him by making it and calling it Basil Hayden. So that's where the small batch Basil Hayden came from. So this is new, well, sort of new. It's been around for a little while. This is awesome. Mm-hmm. This is like...
I love the packaging.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
What's that, little belt buckle?
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah.
Is it really?
All dressed up on a Thursday night. So,
BH for oh boy.
no. So this is cool because
Scared.
what they've done with this is called Dark Rye. What they've done is they've taken the regular Basil Hayden, which is already high in the rye content for their mash bill, and added Canadian rye, okay?
Great.
Because these guys own a Canadian club.
Okay.
Okay. And then they threw in some California port wine.
I like California port wine.
Yes.
So rye on California port.
Yes. And that's where you get
Just-
this gorgeous.
It is a
color.
very pretty color. Oh, we're gonna do it
So
neat,
we're gonna
right?
do it neat. Yes,
Gotta
ma'am.
do it neat.
So we're gonna try it neat, and then we're gonna do it in a classic Manhattan, but with a twist.
Of course. A twist of lemon or a twist of like
a twist of
surprise.
yeah, a surprises. Okay.
Oh.
Cheers. So anyway, oh boy, smell that.
It does smell very good. Cheers.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
it smells
yes.
good, but I am a little nervous. Rye and rye.
The thing about rye is
some more rye.
The thing about bourbon, you know, you're gonna get the sweetness from the corn, but you're gonna get some spicy notes from the rye. Okay.
Okay. Here we go.
Mm-hmm. Cheers. Oh, wait, we didn't do our thing.
Oh, cheers,
Cheers,
love you. Let's go.
Oh boy. How good is that? It's almost got some natural like cherry notes.
It didn't make me cringe or anything.
No, it's got some
nice.
natural cherry notes to it.
I
kind
like
of.
it. Yeah,
everybody's loving it. Just everybody's ding.
Must be everybody else is loving it too, because I forgot to put mute on my phone.
So,
I'm so popular.
Yes, you are. So, what I'm going to do is, I don't have my little jigger.
Here we go.
Here we go. Hang on. Please hold, folks. Some things never change.
Double Jeopardy. Do, 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 do. Here we go. And he's back.
It didn't take long because
I'll make this a true daily double, Alex.
I didn't take long because I'm very, very sneaky.
Very sneaky.
So, we are going to make the black cherry Manhattan.
Cherry Manhattan.
Okay.
Did you have a little trouble trying to figure out how you were going to pour it into that one?
Yep,
How
I
about if I
did.
do that for you?
Listen, you're not a very nice person.
I've been told that by more than just you.
Yeah. No.
I love these ice cubes. They're homemade, aren't they?
They are homemade. This is my homemade. It's my homemade ice that I make right in my freezer out here. I'll sprinkle on the floor.
What?
Nothing. So
You
now,
cannot.
secret ingredient. There's already port in here. Instead of messing this whiskey up with vermouth,
No vermouth. Bleh.
we're doing a little sneak of ruby port.
Nice. I love
Okay.
it. Oh.
Isn't that gorgeous? Matches my jacket. It's so nice.
That looks really good. Ruby.
Don't take your love to town. That's Kenny Rogers.
Really?
Yes, it is. So,
Gee, thanks
now,
for the update.
because I'm going to stir this and smile, folks.
I'll smile at you after I have a sippy sip.
John Tapper's girl, whatever her name is, would be very pleased. Okay, now, of
Nobody
course,
looks at John Tapper's girls' faces while they're stirring anything.
of course, black cherries, because that's my jam. But those black cherries I soaked in the ruby port for a couple hours to marinate them.
Really? That's what you did? You soaked them today?
I soaked them.
Well,
So
I'm
you're ready?
gonna do this because I do actually like the taste of this.
It is
It's very, very,
beautiful.
very. It's very, very good. Sir. It's very, very good.
Very, very nice.
Okay.
So. Now, normal Manhattans, you know, you do the rye or the bourbon or whatever. Well, you know,
Vermouth, little cherry. Yep.
Some people do. My buddy Stevie used to do the poor man's Manhattan with just booze and cherry juice. But this is refined, very fancy. So, you ready?
Really? So we're fancy tonight, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Cheers. Fingers out. Pinkies out, I mean. You can put all your fingers on if you want to. You just won't be able to hold your glass very well.
Yes,
good.
very nice. Oh, wow. I love what the ruby port does to it. It really accentuates the actual port that's already in it. So much better than vermouth. It gives it a really
like
nice
this.
richness. This would be perfect for just hanging out on the deck
It would be wonderful for
right
that.
before dinner.
Yes. It would be
Take
very
the
good.
edge
for that.
off a tough week.
Yes. Got any other suggestions for it?
Oh no, I don't.
Or maybe just because it's
Or
Thursday?
just because you live with a hairdresser and she hasn't cut your hair. Yeah.
But I did mine today.
I noticed that. Sure they noticed as well.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
stinks to be you. Hey, I'm not allowed to go back to work. You can't get your hair done.
Yeah, story of my life. So anyway, folks, that is Basil Hayden Dark Rye. It's been out for a couple, maybe a year and a half or so now. It is out there. Check it out. You will love it.
It's good. And
Try
I
it.
love the belt buckle.
Yeah, all the Basil Haydens have that.
Really?
Uh-oh. Pepper saw
Peppy likes it too.
Yeah, one bark from Peppy. So. So anyway, folks, that's our show for tonight. We thank you so much for sticking with us and enjoying our
Thursday.
Thirsty Thursdays. So we had somebody say to us today that, hey, you guys should do, let us know ahead of time. Pepe should let us know ahead of time what you're going to do so maybe they can drink with us. So
That's a great idea.
yeah. So next week,
Oh, what are we doing?
we're going to do Absolute Grapefruit Paloma ready to drink cans.
Yes.
No mixy, just pour over ice. Done.
Full disclosure, I've tried one.
I know.
And they are unbelievable.
Normally those premix stuffs, I'm like, eh.
Oh no, these
This
are
thing's
phenomenal.
awesome.
Yeah.
So anyway, folks,
Yeah.
thank you so much for stopping by,
Cheers.
enjoying our show. Cheers, love you.
Cheers,
And
love you.
we'll see you next Thursday with Absolute Grapefruit Paloma cans.
Without the chimes going on in the background.